Hello, beloveds. Welcome to the channel if you're new. Welcome back if you're returning. This is Sherry Mosley, and we'll be doing our check-in for this powerful full moon of April 16th, 2022. And this full moon is basically almost like a power button between two worlds. And we just went through the most powerful cycle that we will go through in our entire lives with the Neptune-Jupiter conjunction in Pisces. If you were not aware of this going on, I suggest just go for the Maui, Hawaii New Lemuria Earth Retreat that I just finished. All the recordings are up. It is the most profound transmissions that I've ever done with the public. It is equivalent to what I went through in my own awakening, coming to receive Akashic Enlightenment. And this enlightenment is at this last week, for a very important purpose, because this full moon is the power button to either activate all this clarity that you just received, or it's going to just wipe out everything that's not able to come up to the awareness that was brought in through this last week. So this is, you could say, an accelerated time, an accelerated awakening, an accelerated aligning, especially in relationships. So this is a time when you are either getting on board, coming together, joining, or you are parting ways because there is something that you don't want to face and you want to continue staying in the dark. This can also go into realms of following your life path, but it's mostly around relationships, because relationships are where we grow the most. This is where we're able to be aware of our soul existence, and how we're in alignment with that, right? We need other souls in our soul family, soul contracts, partners, soulmate, friends, family, to reflect things back to us so we can see exactly where we are and where we may be misstepping and how are we going to handle that misstepping. And that's what this full moon is. It's saying, are you going to continue doing everything that you've been doing that's been destroying you or taking you the long way around instead of taking the golden path that's laid out before you? Are you going to keep doing that? And basically, the power of the full moon is so strong. It's not only are you going to have to say yes, but it's kind of like you're asking to increase it by 10 times. Which I know sounds painful, but that's basically the era that we're entering into. It's like time's running out. You need to figure out who you really are and surrender to this. Because if you keep playing out these old cycles, you're not growing. You're torturing yourself and other souls, and it brings the entire frequency of the earth down. And in the Arcturian Galactic Transmissions event that we just did, our second transmission on Friday, they also brought in a special transmission to handle the bifurcation that is happening. And they were basically saying that now is a major turning point, and moving forward this year, it's almost like there's a wave that the Galactic Center is going to send in. And it's basically it could bring a lot of difficulty or heartache to your life if you don't face what needs to be faced right now. So that transmission gave us the awareness of what that frequency wave that's going to come in later this year is going to put us through. So if you have the awareness now of what that is, because everything already is, right? So if everything already is, All you need to do is step into the higher awareness to understand that, which is what that transmission did. It was like a bonus. The transmission was extra long. So the Arcturians were really helping everyone to come into alignment, make these highest and best decisions now, because you cannot drag this stuff with you. The way that the astrology is going with so many planets in Pisces and all next year being in Pisces, that is spiritual awakening, spiritual awareness at the highest. It's the highest on the zodiac chart, right? It is the peak of awakening. So you'll see all of the structures in our societies closing down that are not in alignment, right? And so you have to do this in your life. Number one, for yourself, but also for the new earth that we are ascending into. There's no space for this anymore, right? And this is where the bifurcation is. It's just really solidifying, right? So it's more or less like, if people don't make the right decision now, these people will be out of your life forever, more or less. It's, get on the train, get on the boat, or don't, and you're saying goodbye. Okay, so not to be intense or anything, but I'm just the messenger, and this is what I've seen, experienced, and I'm getting right now through all the energy that is occurring. So I'm definitely a person who, I don't hesitate. The second I feel that I'm supposed to drop something and surrender, I do it. Because I've already learned what happens when you hang on to something that is not in alignment. And, there of course needs to be integrity with how you do this, in the sense of, if you are dropping something, communicate that. Communicate what needs to happen for something to come into alignment. And if that's not able to be seen consciously without a lot of drama or pain and move towards, then it's out of alignment, right? There's too much free will going on. And, I do so many readings around this, but right now, this is what's actually happening now, right? So take this opportunity to clean up everything with this full moon, so that we're not doing a reading 6 months down the line. And you're going, Sherry, what happened? I don't know what happened. I'll say, well, you missed the point to deal with this back in April. Why didn't you deal with it then, right? You don't want to stick your head in the sand. You don't want to miss the train. You don't want to knock it on the boat. Okay? It's time to just let go of everything that's no longer true. Whatever false truths you're wrapped up in, there's no room. The frequencies of Earth are rising too high. It's not part of your reality anymore. So we'll go ahead and connect with the Elohim and the Councils of Light. So I also wanted to take a minute and make a suggestion, since the energy is so intense. And I am friends with David Hoffmeister, who is a Course in Miracles teacher. And over the years, he teaches with movies, watching them from a spiritual perspective. And I was chatting with him today, and we were talking about the movie Before I Fall, which is like Groundhog Day, and in the sense that both movies show somebody repeating a loop of unconsciousness until they wake up out of it, and then their reality changes. So that's what this week and this full moon is. This full moon is the point where you wake up out of the loop. You have to wake up into the new reality that is here. Because if you don't, just go watch Groundhog Day or Before I Fall and skip the ending and watch it over and over and over and over. Because that's what's going to happen. So you really want to make sure that you are choosing what is really the highest and best for you. And it's funny, now we're going to connect to the councils of light and the Elohim. Koshuotana nakashata nuku, toshonukutu ananeketesha atakukutu ana, tukuna nenete a tukuchuku taranete, tananete ataru ukutu ananeutu, neutu shekaru nu nakasha aratukuna ananeke. Nukuna neke atura ashakaru utana nuku are etana nuku, naneke atarane atara utu she atanea a. The road is already laid out before you. Open your eyes so you can see it, so you may take the first step onto it. Tushuna ne tuara ashana netanu, nanu shara netana, tiana no shuku ara netanuku, nunuku na netana neshe tianuku tuarasha. No shea nanakata naneshe toku tu ashenu, tusho nanekana neshar tu asheno, tu ashena nanuku, neanonuku ranesha tanuku, neanonuku raneshe, tona neatara kashara otu, tuara neshe una, teshuna neatashara atonuku, atanoku toshara eteashara, ashatu tuara netara. Netara reke a tuasharo utuna. Utuna netana teara tashata. Tashura natana ne a tuture. Tura ara na neasha. Aneasharo o. Aneasharo utu nane. Aneana nukura etasha nuku. Nuku nane. Nunu nuku nane atanuku. Ananoku tuana nekanunu. Akana no tuna nekana no tu. Nukuna ne atana netasha atuku o ata. Ata no tara na. Atana na tara utua. Utua rete a tuuta aranu. Atuana ne atuna ne ata. Ane atara ne te e tara esha atu. Esha tu na neta. Netuku tananea, nekuara nanate asha atano. And for the extended transmission, they're showing that we're going to go into basically giving you a wake-up call for anything that needs to be shifted. So the transmission will almost like loosen up anything that needs to come up to the surface for you to see, so that you know the actions that have to be taken right now. So I will post the link for this extended transmission below, and it will also be available on my Patreon memberships, as well as all of the other transmissions. And I also, again, highly recommend checking out the Maui, Hawaii, New Earth, Lemuria retreat, and really just come into a deep alignment right now. It's very, very important. And if you need any personal assistance, you can sign up for a personal Shamanic Akashic Record reading to assist you with that process. All right. Sending you all so much love and light during this amazing pivotal time. Stay in joy and enjoy your journey. Bye for now.